All right, let's jump right into this explainer because we are unpacking an absolute barn burner of a matchup in recent African football history. We're talking about the Total Energies CAF Women's Africa Cup of Nations, WAFCON, happening right now in Morocco. And today we're zeroing in on this massive Group A clash between Senegal and Kenya. This wasn't just another game. It became a literal survival battle. We're talking tournament lives hanging by a single thread here. You've got the energy, the pure desperation, the absolute non-negotiable need for a victory. It was just a perfect storm of competitive football. So, a quick refresher to set the stage. 16. Following that postponement from the original March timeline, CAF brought the tournament back, and it's bigger than ever. The 2026 WAFCON features a historic, newly expanded 16-team format. And this isn't just about packing in more matches. It means fiercer competition, a drastically higher bar for talent, and teams battling it out for a record-breaking financial prize pot. The stakes for women's football in Africa have literally never been this high. But the real reason the tension on the pitch felt so intense? 2027. Look, aside from fighting for continental supremacy and all that massive prize money, these 16 teams are chasing the ultimate prize: direct qualification tickets to the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup over in Brazil. When you mix that fierce national pride with the dream of a World Cup berth, you get this incredibly tense, do-or-die atmosphere from the very first whistle. Every single point is precious. Section 1. Group A, Survival Battle. Coming into this specific matchup at the Olympic Stadium in Rabat, both teams were backed completely into a corner after taking a beating on opening day. Senegal had just suffered a tough 2-0 loss to Algeria, while Kenya faced a really heavy 4-0 defeat against the host nation Morocco. So, walking onto the pitch for Game 2, Senegal was out for blood, desperately seeking redemption. Now, historically, they've struggled in opening matches, but they definitely know how to fight back. Kenya, on the other hand, well, they were staring down a pretty brutal historical record. Before this match, Kenya had played 4 WAFCON games all time. They lost all 4, conceded 14 goals, and had exactly 0 points to show for it. So the Harmabe Starlets weren't just playing Senegal, they were fighting history, desperately searching for their first ever WAFCON point to keep those World Cup dreams alive. Actually, before we get into the goals, there's a really fascinating dynamic going on with these rosters. Both of these national squads lean heavily, incredibly heavily, on domestic club chemistry. Senegal's squad features 7 players who play their club football together at AS Eagles de la Medina. And on the flip side, Kenya has the exact same number, 7 players, representing Kenya Police Bullets FC, a team that literally just won their domestic Premier League title. It creates this intense, almost club-level familiarity and rivalry, but transported right onto the massive international stage. Section 2, Senegal's decisive strike. Man, from the opening whistle, the pacing was frantic. Both teams knew sitting back wasn't an option. It was high-pressure, end-to-end action right out of the gate, with both sides just trying to establish dominance and shake off the ghosts of Game 1. Early on, in the 7th minute, Kenya actually comes out swinging, breaking right into the penalty area, but the Senegalese defense immediately shuts it down. Fast forward to the 26-minute mark, and Senegal really ramps up the heat, forcing Kenyan goalkeeper Lilian Aurore into a massive, absolutely crucial save to keep things level. But, the dam can only hold back so much water. Finally, at the 35-minute mark, Senegal's relentless pressure pays off and the deadlock is broken. And what a finish it was. Benetta Sek finds a pocket of space, picks out her teammate, and Seynabou Mbengue makes absolutely no mistake. As the match commentary put it perfectly, the 34-year-old knew exactly what she wanted to do. Absolutely nothing wrong with the finish. Mbengue showed incredible veteran composure, unleashing this fierce clinical strike that gave the Kenyan goalkeeper 0 chance. Just like that, the Lionesses of Teranga took a 1-0 lead. But we absolutely have to give it up for Kenya's keeper, Lilian Aouar, because things could have gotten so much worse for Kenya before halftime. Literally on the stroke of halftime, Senegal's Ndaye Awa Cassette found herself with tons of space in the area, looking entirely destined to make it 2-0. But Aouar? She pulls off an absolute moment of magic. She produces this brilliant save, somehow diverting a blistering effort right onto the crossbar. It was a massive lifeline that kept Kenya within touching distance as they headed into the locker room. Section 3. Kenya's Missed Miracles. So, Kenya comes out of that tunnel for the second half, fully aware that their tournament is slipping through their fingers. What followed was just a relentless, agonizing push from the East Africans to save their World Cup dreams. Incredible effort, but deeply, deeply frustrating execution in the final third.
In the 62nd minute, substitute Marian Serenge found herself with the goal practically at her mercy, only to fire just wide of the post. Oh, man. Then, 77th minute, Terry Ngesha unleashes a powerful effort that absolutely rattles the crossbar. And if that wasn't enough heartbreak, in the dying stages of the game, Teresa Obunyu cuts inside her marker and sends a low strike straight into the post. Millimeters. Literally millimeters separated Kenya from tying this matchup multiple times.
Which brings us to the most heart-stopping moment of the entire match. Right after Obunyu hits that post, the rebound falls perfectly, and I mean perfectly, for Kenya's captain, Mwanalima Jurikal. This is it. The golden chance. She fires the follow-up, but Senegal's goalkeeper, Ajin Di, reacts with lightning speed to brilliantly deny the shot. Di preserves that incredibly slender 1-0 lead, breaking Kenyan hearts and officially securing the 3 valuable points for Senegal.
Section 4, Path to the Quarterfinals.
So the final whistle blows and the harsh reality of the tournament structure comes crashing down. Let's look at the math. Senegal's hard-fought victory pulls them level with Algeria at 3 points each. The host nation, Morocco, having beaten Kenya in the opener, sits pretty comfortably at the top of the wider standings. But looking further down the table, Kenya is stranded at 0 points. 2 matches played, 2 losses, 0 points, and 0 goals scored in the entire tournament so far. For Kenya, their quarterfinal hopes now hinge entirely on what the media is calling a miracle scenario. Let's walk through this because it's wild. Step 1, they desperately need Morocco to beat Algeria. Step 2, Kenya then has to go out in their final group match and absolutely thrash Algeria to make up a massive goal difference deficit. Step 3, they also have to pray that Morocco defeats Senegal. If all 3 of these highly specific things happen, it forces a 3-way tie on 3 points and qualification comes down to goal difference. Talk about a complicated tightrope to walk, right? Now contrast that agonizing path with Senegal's current situation. Senegal is firmly in the driver's seat. They don't need to scoreboard watch or pray for miracles. Their mission is totally straightforward. Secure a positive result, a win, or honestly even a draw, in their final group match against the host nation Morocco, and they will seal their ticket straight to the final 8. The pressure is on, for sure, but the keys are in their hands. Which leaves us with this final provocative question as we look toward match day 3. Will the Lionesses of Teranga roar into the knockouts against the host nation? Or can the Harambee Starlets overcome history, pull off the ultimate WAFCON miracle, and secure their first ever tournament points when it matters most? That wraps up our explainer on this thrilling Group A clash. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and enjoy the rest of the tournament.